So I have discussed this in great detail on the Clock app, and I've also brought this up, I think, in a couple of YouTube shorts I've done. But what I want to talk about right now is how the demand for diesel is driving down gas prices. Now, we always see gas prices fall this time of year due to seasonal demand. The kids have gone back to school, summer's over, people are driving less. Demand for gasoline falls. Typically, what you see during this time of year is you see refineries, they switch over to their winter blend of gasoline. But what we have seen this year, that is still occurring, but what we have seen this year is the demand for gasoline has fallen more than usual. It's fallen over 500,000 barrels a day. But at the exact same time, what we are seeing is the demand for diesel rising, and the crack spread for diesel is still high. And what that means is diesel is still very profitable to sell. The crack spread for gasoline has dropped a lot. I think it's down to below 20 cents a gallon. So crack spread is a good indicator of profitability. So gasoline is not very profitable right now for refiners, but diesel is still extremely profitable. And what this means, and what we are going to see happen, is that the refiners need to make the profit on the diesel. So they're going to continue refining at higher rates than they normally would to make that money on that diesel. And through that process, they are going to naturally produce more gasoline than they would with the crack spread being where it is. And that is only going to push prices for gasoline down further and further. And this is a good thing for consumers in the United States, for gasoline consumers. This is a good thing because we're in this unusual scenario. This is not a typical scenario in the industry. Typically, you see both of these commodities fall, the demand for both of them fall together. But what has happened over the last 23 years is, 20 or 30 years, is the demand for diesel has risen quite a bit. There's a lot more diesel vehicles on the road. There's a lot more trucks on the road. So the demand for diesel is constantly rising while the demand for gas is falling. And this is going to create a scenario where we are going to produce more gasoline than we typically would. And that's, like I said, that's going to continue to put downward pressure on gasoline prices. And I believe as we get into late December, we could easily see the national average of gasoline fall below $3 a gallon. Right now, I think it's at $3.46 or something like this. But last year at this time, it was around $3.75 to $3.80. Right now, we're at $3.46. The supply and demand scenario is setting up better this winter than it did last winter. And so what that means is I do believe we'll see the national average get below $3 a gallon. But what that really means for the broader country, for most of your states in the South, in the Midwest, most of your gasoline customers will be buying that gasoline significantly less than $3 a gallon. There will be places where gas could fall below $2 a gallon because that's how the national average works in this country. There are highly populated areas that are so expensive that the national average price for gasoline isn't really reflective of most of the states. It isn't reflective of most of the geography of the country. It's more reflective of population. So when you get into the Midwest, the South, parts of the upper Midwest, when you talk about places like Alabama, San Antonio, Texas, places in Ohio, These are places where you could see gas get down to $1.99 a gallon. I think you will see $2.19, $2.29 a gallon in a lot of places in the United States, in the majority of states in the United States. I think you will see this. You will probably see gas get down on an average to within a 10-cent range of $3.90 to $4 a gallon in your very expensive places like California, Arizona, Washington, places like that. You will see those averages fall back below $4. But the vast majority of the states, like I said, in the South and the Midwest and the upper Midwest, are going to soon see pretty affordable gas prices, pretty low gas prices. And that is because diesel isn't going anywhere. Diesel is not going anywhere. And the demand for it is going to hang in there. And diesel prices are going to fall somewhat, but the crack spread on diesel is going to remain high enough that it's going to continue putting further downward pressure on gas prices. And this is good news for a lot of reasons. This is good for inflation. When we talk about inflation, the Fed came out and said they're pausing inflation rates, but they expect maybe one more rise in interest rates, one more 25-point basis rise. I don't know that that's going to happen because these gas prices are going to fall fast enough. They're already falling fast enough that I think it will put a damper on inflation enough where they won't even do the 25 basis point raise again. Could be wrong. They might do one more. I don't think they're going to, because I think when the new inflation numbers come out for October, I think it's going to improve. And when you get the inflation numbers in November and December, they're going to be much, much better because gas prices across the country will have fallen by $1 a gallon easily, $1 a gallon easily. So this is going to be great for the economy. This is going to be great for the consumer. Hopefully it can do something with, our food prices, but it's not going to help real estate, and it's not going to help other drivers of inflation, but it is going to help, the people that pull up to that pump twice a week and fill their car up. It's going to help those people a lot. And, I'm excited to see how this plays out because, we have been enduring high gas prices for quite some time and inflation. And I hope that this scenario sets up in a way that these lower gas prices will carry through 2024. That's what the EIA is projecting. I'm not willing to go that far yet because there's far too many unknowns and I don't make predictions that far out. But definitely through this winter, gas prices are going to be looking really good for a lot of people. So that's my message for you guys today from Mr. Global, oil and gas expert. If you follow me on TikTok, thanks for coming over here. I just had a car drive by. If you follow me on TikTok, thanks for following me over here. And if you don't, you can find more content of mine on TikTok. I've been posting a lot of shorts recently on this app, but I also want to post more, what do they call, long form content. So anyway, that's my take on gas prices. It's looking good. I've been telling people for a couple of months now this is going to happen, and it is unfolding. So it's great news. So anyway, I'll be back soon. Thanks a lot, guys.